question now occurs on reporting the resolution H-Res 863 as amended to the House with a favorable recommendation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. No. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion is agreed to.
Actual recorded.
A recorded vote is requested. The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. McCall.
Aye.
Mr. McCall votes aye. Mr. Higgins. Mr. Higgins votes aye. Mr. Guest. Mr. Guest votes aye. Mr. Bishop. Mr. Bishop votes aye. Mr. Jimenez. Mr. Jimenez votes aye. Mr. Pfluger.
Aye.
Mr. Pfluger votes aye. Mr. Garbarino.
Aye.
Mr. Garbarino votes aye. Ms. Green.
Aye.
Ms. Green votes aye. Mr. Gonzalez.
Aye.
Mr. Gonzalez votes aye. Mr. Lalota. Mr. Lalota votes aye. Mr. Ezell. Mr. Ezell votes aye. Mr. D'Esposito. Mr. D'Esposito votes aye. Ms. Lee. Ms. Lee votes aye. Mr. Luttrell. Mr. Luttrell votes aye. Mr. Strong.
Aye.
Mr. Strong votes aye. Mr. Burkeen. Mr. Burkeen votes aye. Mr. Crane. Mr. Crane votes aye. Ranking Member Thompson.
Nay.
Ranking Member Thompson votes no. Ms. Jackson Lee.
Sad day. No.
Ms. Jackson Lee votes no. Mr. Payne.
No.
Mr. Payne votes no. Mr. Swalwell.
No.
Mr. Swalwell votes no. Mr. Correa.
No.
Mr. Correa votes no. Mr. Carter.
No.
Mr. Carter votes no. Mr. Tanadar. No. Mr. Tanadar votes no. Mr. Magaziner. No. Mr. Magaziner votes no. Mr. Ivy.
No.
Mr. Ivy votes no. Mr. Goldman. No. Mr. Goldman votes no. Mr. Garcia. No. Mr. Garcia votes no. Mrs. Ramirez. Mrs. Ramirez votes no. Mr. Menendez. No. Mr. Menendez votes no. Ms. Clark. No. Ms. Clark votes no. Ms. Titus. Ms. Titus votes no.
Are there other members in the room who wish to have their vote recorded? How am I recorded?
You are not recorded.
The chair votes aye.
Chairman Green votes aye.
The clerk will report the tally.
On that vote, Chairman Green, it was 18 ayes and 15 noes.
The ayes have it, and the motion is agreed to. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table. Without objection, staff is authorized to make any technical and conforming changes. Without objection, the measure amended during today's markup will be reported to the House in the form of one amendment in the nature of a substitute for the resolution. This concludes the consideration of the resolution noticed by the committee for today.